Let there be peace and love among all beings of the universe. Let there be peace, let there be peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaskar. Welcome. To the line of illumination, light too bright to sleep through, grace. Grace. Om Shanti. Beloved Papaji, finding myself here at your lotus feet is the greatest blessing of my life. From the beginning of time, thank you for the transmission of truth through the grace of your infinite presence. All of this life, there has been a yearning for truth, a sacred call to return to the source. Even as a very young child, I experienced a profound desire to stop thinking. I would try and try, but could never do it. It was natural for me at a young age to see angels or beings of light, and for a while, between the age of 4 to 6, I often found myself able to float in the air or levitate when a certain feeling would come over me. Even thought I dearly loved nature. Even though I dearly loved nature and animals, and even some humans, I never felt at home in the world at all. I realized very deep within the perfect love was true, but I could not find it in the world around me. So, beginning at about age of 9 years, And for many years to come, I secretly contemplated running away to the wilderness to live alone in nature. But I also loved my mother. Very much, and so this plan was never carried out. I never met my biological father until I was 21 and very ill. Even in this meeting, I knew I had not met my true father. For this to occur, it was first necessary for me to meet my beloved older sister Gangaji, with whom I experienced the certainty that I am in fact already home, that I am home itself. And Gangaji appeared soon after I sent out a prayer, a question really asking if there is an embodiment of truth in human form on this planet. Before this time, I had encountered many spiritual teachers, but found myself unwilling to surrender to anyone because even the most profound teachers inevitably seemed to deviate from truth. From these experiences, I learned the value of discrimination, the pain of judgment. To me, discrimination is discernment between what is true and what is meaningless. Only the eternal is true, and all else is meaningless. Judgment, on the other hand, only causes pain. Whenever the mind engages in judgment, I experience immediate pain. In this way, judgment equals suffering. In judgment, there must be two. And this belief in separation, fragmentation, would seem to be the cause of all suffering, since the idea of separation is false. It would follow that anything is multiplicity. Form is not real. Therefore, any suffering elicited in this play of form or mental concept and precept is also false, not being caused by the figures in the dream, but by the dreaming itself. The dreamer then is free. I only imagined myself to be a character in the cosmic drama, when actually this was only an image projected in the mind. Also, my beloved Papaji, anoint me as your blessed child, that this meaningless dreaming may evaporate in the radiance of truth. Sat Chit Anand. It is impossible to serve two masters at any master other than truth. But be illusion, must be illusion. The wings of destiny have carried me to you, my true master, my true father, my eternal self. Om Shanti, eternally yours at gratitude, grace. So what you write about levitation, that you could walk on the water and all these things, you must have brought from your previous life. Therefore, it is not possible to do all these things at the age of 4 to 6. So you must have done, and doing all these things, why do you appear again in this universe? Because all these were only magic of the mind, but could not give peace of mind, is something else. So these practices, I have seen 2 people who could do it, all these things, even bilocation, multilocation, and then walking on the water and levitation also. But they were not at peace at all. And they had practiced with their teachers. And their teacher told them, this is not what is everything. You have to find some teacher who could teach you knowledge of the self. And he accepted that his teacher of the teacher, what he knew has taught him. But he used to mention, this is nothing before the sun of knowledge, and I don't find anybody. And so at the age of 4 to 6, I opened myself able to float in the air, levitate. So all these things you have brought from your previous life. And perhaps there would have been something to do. All these practices are conducted in India and not outside. And what was available to you in the previous life was not available here, therefore you have been brought there to fulfill the other physical attractions which you could not do here. So that also is a must. Otherwise you are not complete in your experiences. And again you have come to your own land, back home, to continue further. And then you say, at the age of 9, you secretly contemplated to run away from the house, because in the house you could not have these exercises, these ambitions fulfilled in the West. Here you can, nobody minds, the parents on the contrary are happy. And then you are back home, and at 21 you became very ill. Even in the meeting I knew that I had not met my true master. So you were knowing that I am missing a teacher who could teach me how to be free. So this doesn't come in everybody's mind, that I must find something which is missing to be free. This is another credit goes to you from the previous life. This desire carried on to the next incarnation. And then you will meet someone who will take you to the teacher. So that person in the form of Gangaji met you and given you good shape and also gave you the address to go to such and such person. Gangaji appeared soon after sent out a prayer, a question asking if there is any embodiment of truth in human form on this planet. Before this time I had encountered many spiritual teachers, so it was a good luck and good discrimination that you did not sell your soul to a teacher and with no better fruit from the tree. So this is also your luck, not to fall in the clutches of some teacher who has not been able to find his own self, and how could he speak of this to anyone of that. This is another good luck. And you could see very well that these people deviate from the truth themselves. They do not know the truth. So this is your, what you say, intelligence, gift from the divine. And this gift is only to discriminate whether someone himself is a good person or not. I just mentioned a small story from Rishikesh. One girl she was from Argentina, and when she came to India along with the swarm of hippies from all over the world, the locust swarm, Rishikesh was full of these hippies, and I was there. This was 1969. So this girl, not known to me, will bring some fruits and some sweets and stay for some time, and then she will say, I will go back to my ashram where I stay. And I said, which is your ashram? And she mentioned me a name of one ashram in the last of all the ashrams. It was just coming up on the beach of Ganga. And she said, my Guruji is just like my father, and he does not allow me to go out and meet other sadhus, so that I don't fall in hands of such sadhus, chilam sadhus, because every sadhu, they smoke hash. So he was very careful to not to give her any contact. But even this sounds a good advice, but then even in this advice, there is some personal interest. This is also not a good advice, not to see others. Even Mahesh Yogi on the top of the mountain, he also never allowed anyone to mix with any other saint in Rishikesh, where there are many good saints also and sadhus also. They said, but we have come here to see you, and then also we have come here to have a bath in Ganga, so we must go down. And he said, you need not go down to have a bath. I will bring the Ganga up and I will pump out the water from the Ganga over so that you need not go. And one of his secretary, he was from Dusseldorf, so he used to go. He said, I'm just going for buying dry foods which were not available. Otherwise, very good food was served in the canteen of Mahesh Yogi. So one man came, I was just sitting at the bank of Ganga and he told me, do you speak English? I said, yes, little bit. And can I ask you questions? Most welcome. So he asked me many questions which I replied. And he was very happy. He went up and spoke to Mahesh Yogi. I have been asking you these questions for the last 8 months I am here. And he was the president of TM, Transcendental Meditation Center in Germany. And he came here for a visit again to see him. And then he said, there's one Baba sitting on the beach of the Ganga, and I asked him questions and immediately he replied and I am satisfied. And you have not been giving me the answers, telling me that I am not yet ripe to receive my answers. How this man immediately replied me, and I am satisfied. And he said, there is a particular special time when we give reply to these questions. And that time was the time when you met this man. So this teacher, this is the kind of teachers, okay. But this is little out of the way. I was speaking about Argentinian girl. I said, where do you stay? She said, when I came, I had about $60,000 with me, and which my Guruji said that you don't keep this money with you because anybody can steal away from you. Therefore, you leave this money for me because I have to make 3-4 rooms for you and one special room I'll make for you. So I gave this money to him and I tell him that I need some dry fruits. So for that I come here, but I saw you always sitting at the bank of Ganga, so I wanted to see you and I am very satisfied with you, and now it is my duty to speak what you have told to my Guruji. I don't hide anything from him. And now, like you, she has found that this teacher is empty inside. He has got nothing to give to anybody because, first of all, he is illiterate. Number 2, he was a sweetmeat merchant making jalebis in Aligarh. And somehow, perhaps his stars have brought, he was also living at the bank of Ganga, and the people used to meet him and he could not speak. He was not speaking, so they called him his silent sadhu, all the more qualified. So he got money and purchased land and made up an ashram. So she said, I will learn knowledge from you and pass on to my guru, because this poor man is only lost in making buildings and getting money, and I should see that he becomes enlightened. And this is the duty of every student, to see, to give knowledge, first to receive knowledge and then to give knowledge to his own guru. So in this case also, she could find out that he was missing something, therefore borrow it. But this is discrimination. So this girl later on used to come to me and left him. And then was staying, and money he lost. Money he said, I have spent all the money. But she said, I can get money from my father, he's very rich. So I said, you don't need that much money. So I have some money and we have to live in a simple way, it's no problem. So she lived with me for a long time, and what happened, she fell sick. She was drinking water straight away from the Ganga during the monsoon, and I thought this was not good. She was not going to have a clean water, and Indians, they were immune, so they can drink dirty water and nothing happens to them. And the Westerns have got a Western stomach. If they eat food, so next day they get diarrhea, you see. Yeah. So discrimination also you had. I asked you the other day, your name, Grace. Is this also has helped you? Your name, surname is Grace? Your name is Grace or surname is Grace?
First name.
First name. Who gave you this name?
Shantimai.
Huh?
I just met Shantimai last week and she gave me this name.
Okay. So first Gangaji sent and then Shantimai also directed you. So good luck, and this is called grace. Okay. And if you want to translate this grace into Sanskrit, which will have a better force on yourself, and you can use the same word but in Sanskrit, because most people in India will not understand the meaning of grace. So if you give them a Sanskrit name, it will have more impact on Indians at least. Okay. Give me this. Karuna. Karuna means grace. Dear Papaji, we are leaving Lucknow Tuesday. During these months here in satsang, I have watched much die within myself. My desire to move towards any object my desire to move towards any object, my self-importance as well as my self-rejection, my desire for any other teacher, fears about the future as well as regret about the past, even past and future themselves, this mind, this ego, are at least my identification with them. I began my stay here as an entrance into the unknown. I was called to come. I came. Then I began to wonder about my sanity, but as I stayed, I began to recognize the depth and immensity of who you are. A deep desire, longing arose in me to taste that, to experience that. Your grace opened a door that revealed the divine in the direct and tangible way. I also came to know this mind, this ego, as play, hide and seek with that truth and reality. Now, as my time here is drawing to a close, I recognize that what I saw in you is me. When I see your heart as the heart of the world, it is my heart that I see. Your grace is the grace that also moves through me. The freedom that you have realized is the freedom that is right here and now for me. The truth that you embody is the same truth that lives through me. Your realization is my own realization. Normally I am somewhat shy, but truth seems to have its own voice. Each day this voice is getting stronger and stronger. You have made it possible to know this truth so simply, easily and directly. I leave knowing that I have formed an eternal bond with you. My fate is sealed. It is a great joy and relief to know that your influence will always keep me on track with truth and freedom. I already experience this when just a thought of you immediately focuses me on truth and freedom. How easy and what a gift. I do not know much about guru and student relationship, but I feel that I have gotten married in some spiritual way. No more shopping, searching, doubting, questioning. It is done. Thank you, Papaji. Beginning my return to the West now. I do not know what to expect. I will pick up my life from where I left it. It is not the same AREND. He died in Lucknow. I know everything must be tested, so I will see how I will do immersed in samsara again. So this is the only question which I have to clarify. All the rest is, as you say, it is done, and I say it is well done. Everything is fine. I am very happy to read what you say. And the other day also I was telling to someone that the father hands over everything, the key of his treasure to his son. Someone said, I am your son. And so it happens whether you ask or you don't ask. Whatever the teacher has, he hands over to one whom he thinks that he is now ready to receive everything. Also, the Guru also hands over everything to his student, knowing that he deserves it. I tell you one short story. What happened? There was one Chinese Chan master, Hang Zhen his name. And now the time had come. He was old, he was drawing near to death. So he asked his 500 students to write a Gāthā, means in short the teaching that he has received on the board. Come alone, go back, and I will read it and erase it for the next one. So whole night people were busy. It will take couple of minutes only to go away. So everything he decided, the last Gāthā of a man who says, first you purify your mind like a mirror, so that you can see your whole reflection in a pure mirror. And when there is a dust on the mirror, you can't see your face. So this master liked it very much. Make your mind as pure as the mirror. Now, there was one man, illiterate. He was kept in the kitchen to prepare food for others. So 3-4 monks were there with him, and who could not attend the satsang. And this man was on a special duty to pound the paddy or dehusk the paddy and then give it to the kitchen to boil rice for them. He never attends. But he asked another man, what's going on? Whole night, everybody was busy and crowded. And everybody sleeps in the night, and the master will see them next morning at 5 a.m. and closes satsang night 11. What has been happening? And they said, don't you know, master is handing over robe and the begging bowl, because he is old, to any man who could write a good Gāthā on the wall. And he says, will you come with me, which Gāthā is staying and who is that man who is getting a robe tomorrow and becomes our Guru. So he reads that this Gāthā is, make your mind as clean as the mirror so that the dust don't alight here. So he said, I cannot write, will you write on my behalf on the wall? And then he said, yes, but you speak, what should I write? And then he asked him to write, there is no mirror where the dust will alight. This one line. And now this teacher, he himself did not hear this before, that you need not waste your time in purifying the mind, and mind cannot be purified. So this was the grace that the teacher was giving to this paddy pounder because he was illiterate. Therefore, he called him, take this robe and the begging bowl, but I warn you, the other 500 very intelligent and strong students will kill you. So you cross the line between this country and the next country. Line of control they called. You have to cross this frontier in the night itself, otherwise you are killed. But when the people knew this teacher has no robe and no begging bowl, so where this is gone? So they went on all the four sides to find out that man, and they caught him some 20 miles before this frontier of the next country. So they are going to kill him. And he asks, why do you kill me? They say, you don't deserve this robe and the begging bowl of the master, you have stolen it. And he says, here is the begging bowl and here is the robe. You take it, I don't need it. So what I have learned is something which is not in the robe. It is something which he knows himself. And what was that? What he wrote as a Gāthā. You don't need mind. You need just the grace of the teacher. Even you don't attend satsang, like this girl also. What was this? Karuna now, yes. You may be anywhere and you will be guided because the teacher, Sadguru, dwells in your own heart and in the hearts of all the beings of the universe. Okay. I do not know what to expect. I will pick up my life from where I left. But it is not the same AREND. He died in India. I know everything must be tested, so I will see. I will do a must in samsara. So now you need not test it. You will be the same, the world will be the same, and only difference which you find in samsara, that I will do a must in samsara again. Don't be afraid, because there is no difference between samsara and nirvana. All the same. So you need not test. And I know there are only three choices to do in life. Number one choice is to serve one's ego. Okay. And to serve others and to serve divine. So these three things you have choices. And I have done only the first one well. What to do for the second, and am only just beginning to do the third. Your guidance would be much appreciated. So what I tell you, and to serve the ego, to serve others, to serve divine. So what I request you to do is serve all the three. Why to have any distinction between divine and you and the others? So if you want guidance that will be appreciated, all the three you have to serve. Your own self and parents, neighbors, the country, the whole world. And this is itself service to the divine. So you are going now with this new teaching that you are no more the same person who came here. You are going afresh to face all the circumstances as they should be dealt with, you see. As I lay sleeping in my dream, you came, awoke me with a kiss of the lover bearing fragrant flowers, whispering words of freedom to my tender heart. I offer you this heart at your feet. Dearest and most beloved Papaji, when I came to Lucknow 7 weeks ago, I did not understand the meaning of devotion. I did not really know how to practice self-inquiry or do anything else. I only knew that I fell in love with you and your dazzling smile in a video and was compelled to travel to India because you set my heart on fire. Now, after being with you and the precious satsang family, I am aware of the incredible opportunity of my human lifetime to wake up here and now. I am very earnest in this singular desire. Something has shifted inside of me. I feel my perceptions coming from a different location than they did before. My focus of attention has changed. I observe thought and emotion as they arise and depart. Questions come but dissolve without needing to be asked. Events in my life bring me what I need effortlessly and most unexpectedly. Yet, when they arrive, I am not surprised at all. There is a rhythm and flow that feels natural and perfect. Like breathing, I am relaxing, celebrating non-existence of the woman who came to Lucknow. A few short weeks ago, I am bowing down to that which is truly here and which I serve with all my heart. And my beloved Papaji, I am scheduled to return to Oregon in 1 week. It is possible for me to extend my stay for an additional 3 weeks. Or do you advise me? What do you advise me to this? So I advise you to return back to Oregon because what you have felt and experienced, you can't have anything more. And you can save this time and spend this time and this teaching and this experience to your family, neighbors, and countrymen. So like this you will help. And first you receive help, digest it well and give it to others. So I want to do whatever will most benefit my becoming fully free. And as your loving daughter, I seek the wisdom of my Father. I thank you endlessly, dearest Papaji, to everything your grace has given to me. I have been aware of you, being aware of me and graciously providing me with exactly what I need in each moment. I thank you for my name, which makes me very happy. I deeply appreciate your tender, loving care. As I said when I first wrote to you, I love you forever. Your daughter, NIRA. Okay. Your friend is staying on here, no?
Yes.
That's okay. ALICIA. My dear Papaji, a month ago I had an experience of the self. I had an experience of the self and it was empty. I felt like I had stepped from a spaceship into space. However, it was perfectly natural, seeming experience, very familiar, like I had always known it. When you know this, then you know that you already knew it.
That's right.
So this is the beauty of this experience, you see.
Yes.
All other experiences are just fresh and new. As you were when a young girl, I give you this example because it will fit every girl, you see. So when you were virgin girl, and this date I cannot give because it's different in different cases. To begin with, now I hear some girls say 4, 5, some say 7, 8, some say 11, 12, and about 14, 15 is acceptable. And in your case, I do not know, but my subject is quite different. Now, for the first time, when you taste a man, and it is going to be a fresh experience, and you can't say that I already knew it. You can't tell to your new boyfriend that I already had this. Then he will not going to. Because in India there was a village, and that girl was very young. That girl was very young and he doesn't know much words. Very young girl, and everybody was getting married. Whole village girls, young girls got married. And this girl is married, but she is too innocent and she does not know marriage. Anyway, time came for honeymoon, and they slept together whole night, and the mother-in-law said, "My dear daughter-in-law, how did you spend the night? Are you happy with my son?" And she said, "I do not know, my dear mother, I do not know. I heard all the village girls have been married, and what is the marriage still I do not know." Asking, so innocent girl, "I do not know the marriage." And they said, others say, "I am married, but what actually is the marriage I do not know, because just sleeping with the boy is not called marriage. And eating sweet special kind of food also is not marriage." And he said, mother-in-law was experienced, and she said, "This is called marriage." And then she said, "From the beginning I am having this kind of marriage in the cotton fields." All the boys who are herding their goats and sheep, we used to sleep like this thing, but I never knew this was marriage. So that was difference, and marriage is different. So if you had a taste before, you can say this is different, but you say this is like this girl, it is the same taste. So not much difference.
You're right.
I am very alive and full of something like expectancy or potential from the self. There poured a river of golden light. In this light were all forms, all worlds, all universes, and all created lives. So this is a very good experience, but very few people speak about it. The other day when I spoke, I have seen my millions of incarnations before. And then there was a question from this person who came for this interview. Which country was that?
Finland.
Finland, see. So he says, so I explained to him, it is very rare to have this experience of seeing oneself and different universes. And in this world, the experience seemed to have dried up my questions, but now some are coming up from a deep place in me. They will be hard to put into words, but I am going to try. Number one, why do we have to give up the world of forms to be identified with the self? First of all, this is not what I tell you to do to everybody. You need not give up the form to be identified with the self. You need not give up the world and go to the jungle and in the cave to find the self. Everybody says, and they are doing it also. They leave the world to find peace, but where is the peace? There is no peace in the forest or in the cave. So if you are...
I meant not to give up the forms by leaving the world, but identifying yourself as a form. Just identification of I am a body. That's what I meant. You have to give
Why
up
do we have to give up the world of forms to be identified with the self, only to have the world of forms given back to us as a precious gift? So I don't tell you even to give up the identification with the form, because this form is the temple of God. So you have to appreciate this form like you do in God in the temple. This is the temple. And you have to worship it. You have to keep it very well and not to, waste this life by fasting. Most people begin their spiritual life by fasting. And they become so weak, they cannot even sit in an asana to meditate. When they do, they sleep because they are weak. Food is not in the stomach. So eat well, live well. As a precious gift. So this form is given to you, is a gift from God, so that you recognize Him within it. Number two question is, though I thought in my small self that I would be giving up everyone I had ever loved by becoming one with the self. No, you have not got to do it. You are not to give up. If you are going to find self and you already have a boyfriend, so will it be good if I say you throw away your boyfriend to be free? And there are two girls here. They want to give up their boyfriends and they are now asking my guidance. If this boyfriend stands in our way, I would like to give up. I have no doubt. So I said, no, you are living for the last 17 years in one case, another case 13 years, another case 7 years. So what these poor boys will think of my teaching? And when I was staying in France, so there was one girl, she was very intelligent and also a teacher of special children. And these special children teacher, I do not know because they are not here in India. So she said, I am teaching special class of children. I said, what does it mean? She said, these boys are neither dull nor intelligent, in between the two. Then I said, what are the symptoms? Neither normal nor abnormal. In France, they have this kind of children. And what are they called? Achha. Then I know France more than a French boy. And she said, listen, what is there? They are overactive. They are very good in exams, but they are overactive. More activity than the normal boys have. What kind of activity? Supposing I am writing a lesson on the blackboard and some boy will come and because I am their mother and they are my student and they will fiddle with their finger from behind and they run away and then I tell who has put finger from behind and stand up yourself. Then whole class stand up. There's a special word, and this woman came to see me in Rishikesh. So she was getting very well, understanding, and she said that I am on 20 days leave, and my principal told me that you have not to extend this leave because you are going to India, and I know that 20 days is too less for this trip. 2 days going, 2 days coming, and only 15 days there is too less, but I am not going to extend it, mind you. And now she liked to stay with me. And she asked me that the exams are on and my principal will not extend the leave, I am going to resign. That I can do. So that in advance I will tell that you have to arrange another teacher, I am not coming. And so what I spoke to her was, you better go away. She said, I cannot go. I want to stay with you at least for 1 year. This is a beautiful teaching. I had been going to other teachers in the West also, but they are just guides. And she said, call them guides, not the teacher, tourist guides, they said. So I told her to request it because you are a good teacher and the children need your help. As you say, I am a special teacher. And she was very honest also. You go back. And she said, on one promise, I go back. When you come to Europe, and I already extend my invitation, you come to Paris and stay with me. And I had gone there 3 times, you see. I had, it's very beautiful. Everyone I had ever loved was there. Yeah. But distinct, as each note of music in a symphony is distinct yet blended with other notes. This happened to me in satsang here. When you said, I am calling you home, I never guessed our home would be peopled. I was overcome with joy. Is this experience of everyone who switches their identification to that? Yes. Which the self that all of value of included in manner more wonderful than we can imagine, including those whom we love. Thank you, being ALICIA. Good luck. And my husband and I leave Lucknow tonight, as he explained. And we are returning to await the arrival of our first child. First child?
Yes.
You are not afraid, you said. You are not
Yes,
afraid.
I'm
No, no, good. You look third month only.
7 months.
7 months, well kept, you see. 8, 9, 7 months. Good, then it's better you go away soon back to your home, because otherwise they don't allow this the airline people, they don't allow when it is 8th month. They don't take responsibility for the child, because there was one woman, one pregnant lady, and it was winter, so she was wrapping herself with a shawl, like this girl, you say, nobody knows. And nobody knew. So, and if this flight was Delhi and Frankfurt, Roma, and from Roma to Los Angeles. And now this up to Frankfurt was good. So between Frankfurt and Roma, now she is delivering a child. Now these poor air hostesses, they themselves are young and they were not prepared. Not prepared. They do not know. There must be some nurse to take out the child, and they didn't know. And of course the pilot cannot leave the cabin. And there were 4 air stewardesses. So what happened? And this plane was between Frankfurt and Roma. So they took back again to Frankfurt and leave this woman there for delivery, and they say after 3 days you can go. And you tell me the name of your husband and other people who will be waiting in Los Angeles. We send a SOS message there, they will be announced. So this is the right time you can go. But you look quite good, you see. And already this phase shows that you are going to get a son. and we have been in Lucknow 7 weeks in total. In that time, I have moved from unsettled to settled state. Agitated to calm. You have laid to rest all my intellectual questions. When initially came before you, you told me to love my boyfriend. The Atman, I must admit, there was a confusion about what you meant. So in order to follow your instructions, I loved what was objective and close at hand, my husband. This practice has been very beneficial and pleasurable. Still, you could conduct this practice with this from boyfriend to husband.
Do you recommend it? Do you recommend
Yeah,
it?
carry on, I said. There is no problems. Up to 9 months and a half, there is no problem. Yes. And now that this silence is becoming familiar, so I love abiding in that place. So this silence I don't recommend. You speak to your child. Don't keep silent. You speak to your child, and already you start satsang with the child, so that when he is born, he is familiar. Then he can say, even at birth, I had this experience before my birth. Thus this girl was speaking also. So speak to your baby. Here, the Indian mothers, they speak to their baby, you see. Yes. But we both would like to thank you for this initial confusion. I still long to become established in your state permanently, but I also feel secure that things are unfolding in a perfect timing and that I am getting exactly what I need every moment. I feel very content. I thank you for drawing me to Lucknow, to your divine presence, and thank you for all the grace and understanding you have poured on me. I have installed a nice comfortable chair and footstool for you. This is quite comfortable.
That'll
But
do.
you have made it some here.
Huh?
Huh?
You read.
Here they are available here because somebody offered me and I didn't like it was low. This is comfortable if it is like this, and footrest also is good, but if it is better, you go and see. It is better and he will be allowed to see. He will be allowed to see this comfortable chair.
Yeah?
It's in your private house, you said.
You need to read the letter a little more.
Huh?
Read the letter more, she says.
Read the?
Papaji, la 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 la. La la la
can tell me why I cannot move and I'm kissing you, kissing you, kissing you. Don't keep me, please. I cannot move. Еду, уеду, не держи ради Бога меня к царскому звонкому следу оседла вороного коня. Будут дамы глядеть из окошек, занавески стыдливо дыша. Будет снегом мундир припорошен, будет снегом мундир припорошен, будет холоден блеск плаша. Еду, еду, уеду, мне дороже мундир голубой, чем глаза твои лунного цвета. Как хочу я остаться с тобой, конь копытами вьет эту землю, ни тебе, ни себе не совру. Так скажите, зачем же я медлю? Ах, скажите, зачем же я медлю? И
Neelam. Dear Papaji, this silly little jingle has been going around and around in my head since arriving here at your feet, and now that I am leaving Lucknow, may I sing it for you, Papaji. Maybe you would like to sing also with me. I love you. This is, you are going to sing a bushel of peck and a hug around the neck, a hug around the neck, and a bushel and a deep heap, and banal and a heap. And I am talking in my sleep about you and with you and to you. Suman. Okay, begin and sing.
I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck. A hug around the neck, and a barrel
around the
and a
neck.
heap. A barrel and a heap, and I'm
I
talking in
am
my
talking
sleep about you.
about you. And now she's and what is this name? I cannot read this name. Anyway,
Jeffrey.
Huh?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. Ah, Je- Boom. And dear Papaji, we are just now leaving Lucknow, and I have 3 very important questions for you. Question number 1 is, what do you feel is the key to leading a very happy and free and loving life while you are married? This is question from where you belong to? Which? America. America. Okay. So question number 1 and answer number 1 is how to live a happy and loving married life, isn't it? To have 1 son and 1 daughter. Both will be happy. Mother will be happy with the son and father will be happy with the daughter. So this is the best, how to lead a happy life without children. You know you cannot have a happy life, you see, because your wife will look to other children and she will be jealous because she will also like to have a child. So the woman is happy having 1 child walking, holding her finger. What a happy that woman is. And 1 child in the stomach. And you can verify. You can verify. This is if you want to lead life. Otherwise, the life will be in confusion. And yesterday you said in satsang that there are 2 or 3 other universities. Universities. There are 2 or 3 other universities. Isn't there just one? No.
One big one.
I also spoke, there is not 1, 2, 3 universities. There are millions of universities. Millions and billions of universities, yes.
Isn't that just one big one?
Yeah. One universe means you must have 1 sun, 1 moon, and some stars, and then ocean, and then earth, then air, then fire. This makes 1 universe in which we live. But there are millions of such universes hanging in the space which has no depth at all. And the scientists have found 19 universes with their own solar systems. 19 have been found, and they say much beyond
Isn't that a galaxy though?
What do you say?
I can't imagine that there's an end, like a stopping.
Yeah. Your imagination is a very small. It is not. It is not scientific imagination.
It's not.
No, scientific imagination looks far beyond which ordinary imagination cannot imagine. So someday, and you will see, they will be able to find out all these universes. Some 50 years ago, if someone said, I will go to moon, and he will take that man as a lunatic. And lunatic comes from lunar. Lunar system. Lunar is moon. And now people have gone there. People have gone there, you see, and brought some earth from there also, to be sure. But some people has, Pope doesn't believe that anyone has gone to moon, because God only stays in the moon. So it's not that. And some people will now travel. They have already made one city in between moon and earth. One city in the space. A good restaurant and one star hotel also. One star. So people will go there. Because hotel you can make and everything, that there's no gravitational pull. So anything is there cannot fall back on the earth. There is no gravitational pull, and also no gravitational pull from the moon. In between, some 100 kilometers is free, weightless. You can go and walk into the space in that time. So now it will be very easy. They say already this travel booking is now started. For 97, it is started already. You can straightaway go there, take rest, and now they have made arrangement to marry on that platform. So marriages will be performed in the space, and they say marriage on the earth, everybody knows, has a very slight duration of and on the earth. So in that you will have a duration of 11 hours. That's what they say. 11 hours. Duration of something which I am a little shy. You understand? So question number 2 also I have solved. Okay. And now question number 3 is, can you sing us a song? Wait, I will sing you a song and you play the guitar. So I will call people with whom I would like to sing, and number 1 is Chandi Devi from Maui, Hawaii. She is a well-known singer. And due to diarrhetical problems, she will be not that fine. And other is this Italian girl from Milano. She will also share and we all will sing. And Krishna, are you prepared? And this Rajiv is here? Acha, Rajiv can. Nirvana also. And you also sing, no? Somebody told me you also sing. Yeah. This girl. Somebody told me that you are excellent singer. Huh? And there was one boy asked, where is that boy who sings very well? Who's little shy to sing, and then I will see. I will find out, you let them sing. Achha, which song you are singing? Because yesterday someone said that her sari is stained. Her sari is stained. Eh? Ramnath sari is stained. So I promised how Kabir says that this world is the house of my father-in-law, and my own home, my parental home is that. So what face I will show to my father, having stained my sari? Here, this is the house of my husband, and he will not leave me to keep my sari without stain. So he will use me day and night. And what face will I show to my father when I return with this stained faith? So here Kabir also found it. He also says, don't stain. Stay in your father's place. And wherever you go, you will not have free, comfortable life. So this is advice of Kabir.
चुनरी में दाग छुपाऊं कैसे लगा चुनरी में दाग छुपाऊं कैसे घर जाऊं कैसे लगा चुनरी में दाग छुपाऊं कैसे लगा चुनरी में दाग हो गई मेरी हो
झूठी कहानी पे रोए, कहानी पे रोए, मोहब्बत की झूठी कहानी पे रोए, कहानी पे रोए, बड़ी चोट खाई जवानी पे रोए, जवानी पे रोए, मोहब्बत की झूठी कहानी पे रोए, कहानी पे रोए, न सोचा न समझा, न देखा न भाला, तेरी आरज़ू ने हमें मार डाला, तेरे प्यार की मेहरबानी पे रोए, रोए, मोहब्बत की झूठी कहानी पे रोए, कहानी पे रोए, बड़ी चोट खाई जवानी पे रोए, जवानी पे रोए, मोहब्बत की झूठी कहानी पे रोए, कहानी पे रोए, खबर क्या थी होठों को सीना पड़ेगा, मोहब्बत छुपा कर भी जीना पड़ेगा, जिए तो मगर जिंदगानी पे रोए, रोए, मोहब्बत की झूठी कहानी पे रोए, कहानी पे रोए, बड़ी चोट खाई जवानी पे रोए, जवानी पे रोए, मोहब्बत की झूठी कहानी पे रोए, कहानी पे रोए।
Tyagaraja. This is film. What is this one?
Kabir. This is Kabir.
Kabir. Cycle.
पापाजी साइकिल का गाना,
हम्म?
साइकिल का एक गाना
कौन सा? साइकिल तो यह है।
जी,
हाँ।
एक वो जॉब का है पापाजी, गजल बहुत अच्छी,
मदर इंडिया देखते हैं ये। A side.
From the beginning of A.
देवदास, दुश्मन,
Yeah.